Hey, hey, hey. You know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
That's right. I am your host, Lele Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlem Brown. And Harlem Brown, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on? It's a great day. It's a
Man,
great
I
day.
keep leaving these glasses on. I don't want to do podcasts with glasses. So it's great, man. It's great. Everybody knows I need to see. So I can't see the letters on the screen. So I need my glasses. So just bear with me, audience. Was having some fun behind the scenes just before we started the podcast. So just bear with
Yes.
us. It's an inside joke. We'll make y'all a part of it when y'all see the bloopers that we got coming out. So, but what's going on? I probably say I've been blessed with the series. Image versus Identity has been great. We've been doing fantastic with preparing for it because you have to prepare for something like this because there's so much information, and we just wanted to hone it in so that you guys can understand what we're talking about. So we're having a heart to heart, as
Yeah,
we always say, we
it
have
was
a
a
heart to
great
heart, right? So
yes, and it is a great one. It is a
yeah,
blessing. It is
yeah,
definitely a
this
blessing.
is what we do. So we talked about image and identity, and we've been settling on image right now, and saying what it is and what it isn't. Um, we know that it's temporary. We know that it'll be exposed. I know I said some things as far as me creating an image, and I expose myself. It's either you're going to get exposed, somebody's going to expose you, or you're going to expose yourself, because at some
Yes.
point you want to walk in what we say, the buzzword or the taglines for the 2000s. I want to walk in my truth, live in
Yes.
my truth. And I'm not patronizing anybody when I say that, but we should be doing that anyway. It shouldn't be a buzzword of what we're doing. And we shouldn't have to boast it to anybody. We should just be doing it, and people should be able to see your light shine. So that's why I'm saying it like that. No offense to those who use it. It's a great terminology to get you motivated to do what you need to do. So I'm here too, and it motivates me. So, but but as a people and as a podcast, we want y'all to start walking in your light, and letting people see that light, so you don't even have to tell them, look, I'm living my best life, or I'm walking in my truth, and things like that.
Right.
Although those are rally words and rally phrases for the masses. So we're just going to jump. Well, I'm going to give you, do you want to add something to what we've been going over so far?
I just think that it is something definitely that is worth talking about, worth investigating. I think we spend too much time walking in in image and not necessarily being our authentic self, and losing ourselves and having to take a step back. If we just keep our authenticity in the front, then we should be okay. But yes, this has totally been a blessing for me as well.
Yeah, so we're just going to jump right to it. We're going to get right to the scripture that we've been using the whole time for this image thing. And it's Proverbs 16 and 18. Can you read that for the audience, Harlem Brown?
Sure. Pride goes before destruction. A haughty spirit, a haughty spirit before a fall.
Yeah. Pride goes before destruction. So when you're prideful, you know, at some point, there's going to be some destruction with it, especially when you're creating an image that you don't have to create, because God
Right.
already created an image for us. So some of the things that goes with pride is we talked about some of those things, belonging, you know, what is it? What was it? You
We
want to
talk,
belong to the group. We had admiration, things of that nature. So we're going to continue to extend on that and tell you, when you build an image, what all the work that you have to put in to uphold it. And the first thing is it needs recognition. You know,
right,
you
right.
you need the recognition in order to have that image. Like, if you're walking in your identity, you don't need it, because that is your truth. That is who you are. That is who solidifies where you are, and you don't need recognition, because people recognize you because your light is shining. But when you create an image, you need recognition. And if you need recognition in order to live day to day, or be around a group or be around somebody, uh, I don't know if that's the right thing, for you to do or carry on in your life. What's your thoughts on that, Harlem Brown?
That recognition is a big one because we have to realize that as we're performing to get this recognition, if that recognition is not validated,
Yeah,
you piling up resentment for something that nobody even knew you were doing.
right.
Like you're piling up all of it, you're getting resentment in your relationships and whoever you're performing for because they just what's wrong with them? They don't get that this is like I'm like, look at me. Like I'm putting on, I need you to say that's good. And you don't get that, you lose. And
Yeah,
then your resentment is for something that really wasn't even real. So you have to think about that. And then I also would like to say that instead of performing, how about just be yourself? Because get the most genuine thing to me is if somebody can give me a compliment about something that I've done that was genuinely done from who I am, from the core of who I am, not
yeah,
necessarily something that I had to perform to do.
yeah.
So make sure that you recognize that performance driven images will cause you to burn out quickly, and you will burn out with a level of resentment that's going to take a minute for you to bring back
Yeah.
down.
But just on top of the resentment, that's a really great point there, Harlan Brown. But just even on, going to the resentment part, and going a little further is, you have to wait for somebody to validate you as a person in order for you to move on. That's
Yes.
that's what needing recognition is. So you can't move forward until somebody recognizes you to say you are this or you are that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that means you're stuck until somebody recognizes the image that you've created. And if nobody recognizes that image created, there you go. Now you're gonna be stuck in where you are. You're gonna have resentment. It's gonna be a sort of semi failure, of what you tried to create, or and again, you tried to create something. That's why you stand in the same
In the
place,
same place.
and in the same
Exactly.
place. I say that in all
Exactly.
the podcasts. So we don't use that word trying, because it will keep you in that same place. So
Exactly.
that's the good information that you gave there, Harlan Brown. So let's go to the second one, because we got a lot of stuff to cover today, man. This is some good stuff. So the second one, you have to defend constantly. You got to
Mhm.
defend when you got an image. You got to defend yourself. Well, yeah, I'm that because this, and oh yeah, I'm that. And why do you have to defend yourself constantly? If you were just walking in your truth, and you're walking in your purpose and your identity, then that's who you are, and it comes natural. But because you created an image, now you have to defend that image, and it's not a natural act. So now you building on the things that you said, and you got to remember what you said before about it. So now you mumbling and mixing up words because you're not sure what you said before. You're constantly defending when somebody is questioning who you are, and it just doesn't bode well for you as a person. And we're gonna, like it, we honing it back into relationship. It doesn't bode well for your partner that you're wanting to get to know, or you want to grow stronger in unconditional love with them. You know what I mean? That's the thing that's crazy, that you can't move on in a relationship because you have to defend constantly to that person who you are, as opposed to they just know who you are because you're walking in your purpose, you're walking in your identity. What do you think about that, Harlan Brown?
That is so true. It's so exhausting, y'all. Like
Well, that's a
it's
great word.
exhausting to have to constantly defend something. Like, no, no, I am. No, 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 I am. No, I am. You're
Yeah,
not. And for somebody to have to constantly say that they are something, you're not. You're not. You're trying to prove it to you, right? And you're not, because the person you're trying to prove it to already like, well, no, you're not. Like, if you have to constantly tell me, then you're not. If you
yeah,
walk in it, and like when you walk in your authenticity, it is amazing what people can really pull out and say, hey, you know what, you're really whatever, or you're really good at this, or you really shine right here. I've watched you do this and it looks like, and you do such a great job at that. I think that sometimes if you just walk in your identity instead of searching for and defending who you constantly have to announce that you are, you can find some peace in that. You can find some peace. You get some rest in yourself
Right,
and just like
right.
live your life. Just it's such a relief not to have to do that.
It's a burden. And like you said, when you have to constantly defend, you're like, oh, it wears on you.
Yes.
You can't be at peace, and that's a great term to use. And I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, you cannot be at peace
Mm-mm.
because people always coming at you because they're questioning, like, wait a minute, you say you this, but I don't know. And then again, you can get exposed. Somebody can expose you because they know who you truly are because they grew up with you or they worked with you or they were this with you. And now, you've been exposed and now, you got to defend like, nah, that was this and this is who I am. And it's just, it's no need and it's not necessary for it if you walk in your identity and your purpose. So that's great
Absolutely.
information. So we're gonna move because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So the third thing is when you create an image, it seeks superiority. You want to be you created that image because you want to be on top of everybody. You want to be on top. You want to be on top. I hate to talk about people in the media and stuff, but there was a huge case where there was a huge name that image that was created that got exposed.
Yes.
And if people I don't even have to say who it is and what it is because people know. And just look at that example. Just look at that example. It was cool because for years and years and years it was upheld. And that's who I am. That's yeah. And then all of a sudden it took one incident and it just exposed everything. It was temporary. It took a while, but again, it'll work for a while, but at some point, either you're going to expose yourself or somebody's going to expose you. So I'm going to use that case. And it just came to me. God just brought that to me because I wasn't even thinking about that because I don't fester and mess. We definitely don't fester and mess on this podcast. But it's a great example to say how when somebody created an image and the downfall that it took, it was a big time fall from grace.
Yes.
It wasn't even like, okay, we can see why you didn't know. It was a big time fall for grace. And now that person, because they've been exposed, they don't have, and this is the good part though. Sometimes it's divine intervention because now that person has been exposed, they're going to have to walk in their true identity now.
Yes.
Because everybody knows that whatever they created wasn't good. And if they don't come back in their true identity, oh my goodness, history only repeats itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll let you expand a little bit on that.
Absolutely. Like seriously, having this superiority complex, like I'm better than everybody, and I'm like nobody likes that person. Nobody
Well, the people who are benefiting from it likes them until they can't get anything anymore.
So if I'm benefiting from it, then of course those are the people who are going to like it, right? Because they're benefiting and they get what they get from being associated with this person. But look at all of the stuff and look at all of the things that you have to do. And never forget that the same people you meet on your way going up are the same people you're going to meet on your way going down. Because that's something that we've learned also from that. Like, I remember this person back in this, and I remember this person with this, and I remember this person with this. And guess what? Now you so above me, right? And now when you're coming down, you need my grace. I'm gonna give it to you, but you the one who gonna have to suffer with the downfall. You're gonna be the one who have to suffer with the where do I go from here, or what do I do now, or it's really not on me. It's like that. Like I can give you all the grace in the world, but that's something that you're going to have to muddle with to try to find your identity. And what are you going to come back as? And how are people going to perceive you and look at you if you're not in your authentic self? You better be in your authentic self, because I'm telling you, when you come back, you're going to have a whole lot of questions and a whole lot of looking at you sideways because they're going to want to know what is going on.
Yeah, but the trust factor is there too. There's no
Yes.
trust. Why would I believe you? Why would I even want to follow you? Why would I want to be around you? Because
Right.
I can't, because you already shown that you've created this image of yourself, and we thought you was this, but you was actually this. So that's a huge, and I love the way that you put that. So, we're gonna take a spin a little bit here, Harlan Brown, because we talked about image, and we just exhausted image because we wanted to, because we needed to really hit home about what we want to accomplish in this image versus identity thing. So now we're going to talk about identity and proud. Now, there was a scripture that God opposes the proud, but there's a thing as a healthy proud. And when we're healthy, we're using proud in a healthy manner. Here's some of the things that comes when you attach proud with identity. And that's going to be, you have gratitude for who God made you.
And
You have
that's something to
gratitude
be
for who
proud
God
of.
made you.
Yeah, that is definitely something to be proud of. Be proud of who God created you to be, because you're one of a kind. Like, there's no one
You're
like you.
unique to yourself.
Who you?
I don't think, you know what, Harlan Brown, I don't think the audience understands this. And I've been having a lot of conversations with people who wants to talk more about relationships. And you know how we get information from others and see what they're going through and things like that.
Mhm.
But I don't think they understand that. I really don't. I don't. That God already created that image for you. And I know we keep saying this. You do not have to create your own image. When you walk into your identity and you're proud and you have gratitude for who God made you, your uniqueness to yourself.
Mm.
And that's the key. You're unique. You're unique. And I'm going to bring it all the way home. I know I'm going off tangent. I know what our time is almost up, but I got to say this. You're unique to yourself. So many people want to be like Barack and Michelle in their relationship. But Barack and Michelle are unique to themselves and unique to each other. It's cool to pattern yourself and say, hey, I would like to have the things that they have and the way that they do their relationship. However, you're unique. Your partner is unique. Use that uniqueness and be the first, Michael and Janice, who knows? I mean, just be who you are and use your unique identity to stay who you are and build your own relationship. Don't want to be like anybody else's relationship. Be unique in yourself and build your own relationship on your principles, your foundation, because they have different occupations than you have. They do different things than you do, and they met on different circumstances than you did. And even if it all patterns the same thing, you're still unique, and it's still to you and that individual that you are with. So please, 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 revel in your uniqueness and build your relationship on that unique identity and purpose that God has given you, and mesh it with the same thing that God has given your partner. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling on me?
Because I totally agree. Because I think a lot of times we do get caught up in looking at somebody else's situation and wanting that, but you don't know the work that has to go into being that, because it's not something that's just created overnight. Like, it's not like, oh, you're going to be the president and I'm going to be this and we're going to do this. That's not how this works.
The power couple.
Work. There is work behind being that, right?
Yeah.
And are you willing to put in that work? Are you willing to do the things that needs to be done to do that? Yes, it's great to look and admire and say, oh, this couple is doing this or this couple is doing that. But once you put yourself or your spouse in a position that they have to live up to that, you're not doing yourself any justice, and you're not doing your spouse any justice, because you're just following along with what you see, not understanding the work that goes into that. So unless you're willing to put in the work and be authentically you, and then find out what your spouse authentically wants to do with themselves,
Yeah.
you're not connecting on a level that is realistic. You're looking at you thinking that you have, oh, I know what the end of the story is going to be. No, no, you
No, you
don't. You
don't.
have to
No.
conversate, you have to talk, you have to come to
Right.
agreement, you have to say, well, if we're trying to get here, how we gonna get here? Like there's a lot of things that's involved in that. It's not just something that just
And,
magically.
and and think about this. Behind closed door, Barack and Michelle could be beating each other up. You know what I'm saying? They could be going at it like, yo, I told you don't embarrass me on TV, like embarrass me out here like that. You never know. I know that's not the case because of their
Right.
spirit and of their identity, and we know who we kind of have an idea who God made them. But again, you never know what goes on behind closed doors with people and their relationships. So stay unique to your own relationship. Build your own relationship on the principles you feel are that is going to motivate you to be better in that relationship, and
Absolutely.
just continue to love and understand that your uniqueness makes your relationship special. That's the
Right,
word I
right.
want to use. It's all special. You and your partner are special individually and special together. And
Exactly.
it is a match made in heaven, solidified by the principles of what God said a relationship is.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
I know we behind, but let's get one more in, and let's try to finish this out. Well, we're
Okay.
not gonna try to finish it. We're gonna finish it
We're
out.
gonna finish.
Here we go. So the second thing about being proud is you have confidence rooted in the truth. So your confidence in the way you walk and the way people see your light is because it's rooted in truth. It's not based on a lie. It's not based on an image that you created. It's not based on a hollow ground or the straw house that we talked about in the previous podcast. Truth, like people, again, that line is so prevalent. You can't
Yes.
handle the truth. A lot of people can't handle the truth. But when you allow and you decide that you want to handle the truth, and your relationship, your uniqueness is and your confidence is rooted in that truth, there's no stopping you, because everything, you don't have to defend anything. You don't need recognition. You know what I mean? And you're not seeking superiority because you already have it, because God has given you that truth to live in, that purpose and that identity. What do you think,
That's
Harlem Brown?
true. You don't have to seek anything when you are rooted in truth. When you're
Yeah.
rooted in truth, everything flows. Everything flows naturally. Everything grows naturally. There's no manipulation or adjustment. You can relax in your truth. That's the thing. You find peace in that when you're rooted in truth, and you can flow freely. And I
Yeah.
think that's the thing that people are more um people build this image for, because they feel like they can flow, they can manipulate the flow. You can't manipulate the flow. You have to let the flow in authenticity,
Okay,
because
you got to let the flow flow. Go ahead, Harlem Brown. You came locked and loaded today, baby.
you gotta let it flow in its authenticity, because I'm telling you, once you start manipulating that
Yeah,
flow,
it's a wrap.
yeah, then you
It's a
lose your
wrap.
peace, and you lose the reason, you lose so much. So
Yeah,
let's stay rooted in our truth, and then
yeah.
it opens the door for
Yeah.
so much more.
And I forgot to tell people, like, I'm doing a throwback black and white of my side, just to do something different.
Come
So
on, vintage.
I needed to put that in there. So don't adjust your screen. I'm doing the vintage black and white just to see, to do something different and me be different, because I'm the late bloomer and I do think dumb things like that. So to move on, because I know we got to go. The third thing is, when you're healthy, have a healthy being proud in identity, you're secure without comparison. So you don't have to compare yourself to others, and you celebrate others. So you're secure without the comparison, but you also celebrate others. That's why I wanted to put those two together, because a lot of times people could, again, I want to be like Michelle and Barack, and you comparing yourselves to them. No, You're secure without that comparison. Your relationship is unique with you and your partner. Don't sell yourself short, and don't give your partner the image of Barack or the image of Michelle. They
Yeah.
are whatever their name is. They don't want, they may tell you, I don't want to be like them. I want to be me, and I'm going to be me. You
Right.
know, and while you're doing that, I can look at them and celebrate them and say, you know what? That's love, but that's black love. And that's,
Mhm.
ooh, nothing is nothing. Everybody can tell you that. It's nothing like true black love. When
That's
it
true.
clicks, it clicks. But when it's
True.
hostile, it's really hostile. But that's
Wow.
true. But we stay positive on this show. So that black love, when you celebrate Michelle and Barack, you're secure and you don't have to compare yourselves to them, and you can celebrate them. You can celebrate Denzel and his wife. You can celebrate Morgan Freeman and his wife. I don't know if he's even married, but we just whoever. Oh,
So,
Morris Chestnut has been with his wife for a
yeah,
while, right?
yeah,
I
they've
mean,
been
just
down for a
celebrate.
long time.
Ice Cube. Ice Cube has been with his wife for a
Mhm.
while. Ice-T has been with his wife for a while. I mean, just
Yeah.
they celebrating that love, and they're secure without comparing themselves to each other, and they can celebrate others. So I'm going
Exactly.
to get off my soapbox. I wanted to get that out because I thought that was a real good point for the audience to have, especially going into this identity, because identity is all we have left. That's
That's
all we
it.
have left, you
That's
know,
it.
and you know that is walking in truth. That buzzword again, that buzz phrase. I'm living in my truth. I'm walking in my truth. Well, if you're doing that, that means that you're secure in your identity. So I'll give you the last words, Harlan Brown. What you got to say?
Yes, let's learn how to celebrate others, and let's learn that celebrating others do not make us less than, or we don't have to put ourselves next to them to compare to say this is what we should be. Let's just celebrate it, because black love and loving one another is, if you have that, you have everything. You have what you need. And that's
Yeah.
all that you need. Like, I understand all of these power couples and all of the stuff that you see out there.
And that's
It
any
took
love too. Any ethnicity.
any,
Indian love,
yeah, any love, any love. Listen,
Caucasian love, you know,
love is let's just do that. Love is
Asian love. Yeah.
all love, right?
All love.
So
All
my
love.
thing is, like, just go ahead, be in love, be with your significant other, and love them enough to allow them to create and be who they want to be, and then sit down together and create something together. There's nothing wrong with
Yes.
that. I just think that it's important that you don't compare yourself to other people and say we need to be here now, or we need to
Yeah.
be here now. That's not love. You're pushing this person into being something they're not. And
And that's
the
creating
thing that
image. That's
Michelle,
going back to creating image.
right. And I heard Michelle say this one time. She said, she said that everybody looks at her and Barack and say, "Oh, I want to be like them." She was like, "Are y'all ready to go to couples counseling? Are y'all ready to do this?" She was like, "Because it takes a lot of work to keep this going." And
Yeah.
so that's something that people need to understand. It takes work to keep things going and to keep that love alive. So identifying what's wrong and correcting those things along the way. So let's not compare, because we really just don't know how much people pour in and put into relationships so that they can have those relationships.
Yeah. And I'm going to celebrate, just take a quick moment, and we're going to end it because I know we way over time, but this is really important to us. We really love this series, and we wanted to get a great segue into identity, because we're going to go deeper into identity in the next coming weeks with this series. So I want to celebrate all those couples who have been together and who stuck it out. And I'm definitely going to start with my parents. My parents have been together forever and had been together forever. Your parents, who I love dearly, have been together forever. And we were unique on our block. We were unique in our hood,
Yeah.
to have that nucleus of that black love, or that love that resonated to us, down the line, and all of us in the block, and that our parents also affected those kids who come from single parent homes around there. So I got to shout that out, because again, if you've met Harlan Brown's parents, you would be like, wow. And I know if you met my parents, they would, well, they're crazy. They were crazy, but they made me who I am today. And they made my siblings and every extended family who we are today. And we both benefited from our parents. And I just want to celebrate that. So I know our time is up. I'm way over, but you got to, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here. And we wouldn't have this podcast. So that's why I'm taking my time to celebrate them. So y'all can be mad if you want. I know it's a little bit longer than what it is, but hey, as we end all our podcasts, trying to do something, we're keeping your same place. But when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am your host, the late bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah.